You've seen him? I've seen him, we've all seen him. He's Steve Jessup, the DUI lawnmower guy. This ain't your grandpa's landscaping service. This is comedy gold. Jessup, the brainchild of comedian Mark Ryan, is a redneck caricature for the ages. He's loud, he's proud, and he's always getting into hilarious situations, mostly involving lawnmowers and the police. Jessup's claim to fame, his viral videos. Millions have watched him get pulled over on his trusty riding mower, often with a cooler of beer in tow. The best part? His complete confidence. This guy knows his rights, or at least he thinks he does. It's the perfect storm of stupid and funny. You can't look away. Jessup's videos are internet gold. They have this uncanny ability to make you laugh out loud, no matter what kind of day you're having. His content is a perfect escape from the mundane, a ticket to a world where absurdity reigns supreme. He's like a modern-day Buster Keaton, only instead of silent films, it's screaming matches with cops over open container laws. Imagine the slapstick humor of the silent film era, but with a contemporary twist that involves everyday scenarios we can all relate to. His most popular video? It's a classic. It's the kind of video that you can watch over and over again and still find something new to laugh about each time. The views keep climbing, and the comments section is a treasure trove of people sharing their favorite moments. Picture this: Steve cruising down a dusty road on his lawnmower. The scene is almost serene, with the sun setting in the background and the sound of the engine humming along. It's the kind of peaceful moment that you'd expect to see in a countryside postcard. He's got a six-pack strapped to the handlebars and a look of pure joy on his face. You can tell he's in his element, enjoying the simple pleasures of life. The beer is just the cherry on top, adding to the carefree vibe of the whole scene. Suddenly, red and blue flashing lights. A stern-looking officer approaches. Does Steve panic? Nope. He remains as cool as a cucumber, his demeanor unchanged. It's as if he's been preparing for this moment his entire life. He whips out his phone and yells, "I know my rights! I'm recording this!" The confidence in his voice is unmistakable, and you can't help but admire his boldness. It's a moment that perfectly captures the spirit of standing up for oneself, even in the most unexpected situations. The ensuing exchange is comedy gold. The back and forth between Steve and the officer is filled with witty remarks and hilarious misunderstandings. It's the kind of interaction that you'd expect to see in a sitcom, but it's happening in real life. It's a perfect blend of over-the-top characters and relatable situations. The exaggerated reactions and the absurdity of the whole scenario make it impossible not to laugh. It's a reminder that sometimes the best comedy comes from the most unexpected places. We've all been there, right? Maybe not on a lawnmower, but definitely in a situation where we felt like we were in the right, even when we probably weren't. It's a universal experience, and that's what makes Jessup's videos so relatable. Maybe not on a lawnmower, but definitely in a situation where we felt like we were in the right, even when we probably weren't. It's that stubbornness, that refusal to back down that we can all see a bit of ourselves in. And that's what makes it so funny. Jessup has a way of capturing these moments and turning them into something that we can all laugh about together. His videos spread like wildfire on social media, with people tagging their friends and sharing their favorite clips. The comment sections are filled with laughter and shared experiences, creating a sense of community among viewers. It's not just about the humor, it's about connecting with others through shared laughter. Jessup's ability to find humor in everyday situations is what sets him apart. Whether it's a minor inconvenience or a full-blown argument, he turns it into a comedic masterpiece. His videos are a reminder that sometimes the best way to deal with life's challenges is to laugh at them. No matter where you are or what device you're using, Jessup's videos have a way of brightening your day. They're a testament to the power of humor and the joy of finding comedy in the most unexpected places. So the next time you need a good laugh, just remember, Jessup's got you covered. I know my rights has become more than just a catchphrase for Steve Jessup. It's a way of life. Steve, a man of many quirks and an unyielding spirit, has made this phrase his personal mantra. Whether he's in a heated debate or a casual conversation, you can bet that "I know my rights" will make an appearance. It's not just about the words, it's about the conviction with which he says them. Steve believes in the power of these words, even if he doesn't always understand the full extent of their meaning. He throws it around like confetti at a parade. Just like confetti, his declarations are colourful, attention-grabbing, and often leave a mess for others to clean up. But that's part of his charm. Steve's life is a parade of bold statements and audacious actions, each one more surprising than the last. His friends and family have come to expect the unexpected from him, and they wouldn't have it any other way. Traffic stop, I know my rights. Steve's encounters with law enforcement are legendary. He's been pulled over more times than he can count, and each time he confidently asserts his rights, much to the amusement and sometimes frustration of the officers involved. His friends often joke that he should have a frequent flyer card for traffic stops. But for Steve, it's not about getting out of a ticket. It's about standing up for what he believes in, even if he's not entirely sure what that is. Noise complaint, I know my rights. Steve's neighbours have learned to expect his loud music and late-night parties. When the police inevitably show up, Steve is ready with his favourite phrase. He argues his case with passion, even if his legal knowledge is shaky at best. His neighbours might not appreciate the noise, but they can't help but admire his tenacity. Asked to leave the public library for wearing a Speedo? You guessed it, I know my rights. Steve's fashion choices are as bold as his statements. He's been known to push the boundaries of public decency, much to the chagrin of librarians and other public officials. But Steve sees it as a form of self-expression, a way to challenge societal norms and make people think. And if he gets a few laughs along the way, all the better. The beauty of it is he usually doesn't know his rights. Steve's understanding of the law is often as upside down as the book he's holding, but that doesn't stop him from arguing his case with confidence. He believes that the spirit of the law is more important than the letter, and he's willing to fight for his interpretation, no matter how misguided it might be. This blatant disregard for actual legal knowledge is what makes it so funny. Steve's friends can't help but laugh at his antics. They know that his heart is in the right place, even if his facts aren't. His willingness to stand up for what he believes in, no matter how misguided, is both endearing and hilarious. It's a reminder that sometimes it's not about being right. It's about being true to yourself. He's the embodiment of every person who's ever tried to argue their way out of a ticket by quoting something they vaguely remember from a YouTube video. Steve's arguments are often based on half-remembered facts and misunderstood legal principles. But that doesn't stop him from delivering them with conviction. He's a walking, talking example of the Dunning-Kruger effect, where a little knowledge can be a dangerous thing. But in Steve's case, it's also incredibly entertaining. It's a satire of our times, really. Steve's antics are a reflection of a society where everyone thinks they're an expert, thanks to the internet and social media. We live in a world where a quick Google search can make anyone feel like a legal scholar, and Steve is the perfect embodiment of this phenomenon. His confidence in his limited knowledge is both a critique and a celebration of our modern age. We live in a world where everyone thinks they're an expert. The internet has given us access to more information than ever before, but it has also made us overconfident in our understanding of complex issues. Steve's story is a humorous reminder that a little knowledge can be a dangerous thing, but it can also be a source of endless entertainment. Steve just takes it to the extreme. His willingness to push boundaries and challenge authority is what makes him so fascinating. He's not afraid to make a fool of himself if it means standing up for what he believes in. Steve's antics aren't confined to viral videos. His chaotic energy spills over into every aspect of his life, making even the most mundane tasks an unpredictable adventure. Oh no, he's branched out. Steve's curiosity knows no bounds, and he's always on the lookout for new hobbies to dive into, often with hilarious results. He's got a whole series called Being Steve. This show captures his daily escapades, giving viewers a front-row seat to his unique brand of chaos. It's like a reality show. If reality was scripted by someone who'd been hitting the moonshine a little too hard, the unpredictability of Steve's actions keeps everyone on their toes. We follow Steve as he navigates the complexities of everyday life. From the moment he wakes up to the time he goes to bed, there's never a dull moment. Going to the grocery store, an adventure. Steve turns a simple shopping trip into a comedy of errors, leaving everyone around him both amused and bewildered. Trying to fix a leaky faucet? A recipe for disaster. His attempts at home repairs are legendary for all the wrong reasons, often ending in more problems than solutions. Through it all, Steve maintains his signature blend of ignorance and confidence. He approaches every challenge with a can-do attitude, even when he clearly can't. He's the guy who thinks he knows everything, but actually knows nothing. His misguided explanations and confident assertions are a constant source of entertainment. And that's the magic of being Steve. It's a show that celebrates the quirks and foibles of everyday life, reminding us that it's okay to be imperfect. It's a reminder that sometimes it's okay to laugh at life's absurdities. Steve's misadventures offer a light-hearted escape from the seriousness of the world, especially when those absurdities involve power tools and questionable hygiene. His attempts at DIY projects are a masterclass in what not to do, providing endless laughs for viewers. Cooking, another disaster waiting to happen. Steve's culinary experiments often end in smoke and confusion, but his enthusiasm never wanes. Even his interactions with pets are a spectacle. Whether he's trying to train a dog or simply feed a cat, chaos is never far behind. And let's not forget his fitness routines. Steve's attempts at staying in shape are as unpredictable as everything else he does, often resulting in more laughter than sweat. His dating life, a comedy of errors. Steve's romantic endeavours are filled with awkward moments and misunderstandings, making for some truly memorable episodes. Despite it all, Steve loves to give advice. His tips and tricks, though often misguided, are delivered with such confidence that you can't help but listen. In quieter moments, Steve reflects on his life with a mix of humour and sincerity. These glimpses into his thoughts add depth to the otherwise chaotic narrative. His friends and family are often caught up in his whirlwind, adding their own reactions and commentary to the mix. Their interactions provide a grounding counterpoint to Steve's antics. And when things do go right, the celebrations are all the sweeter. Steve's small victories, though rare, are moments of genuine joy and triumph. Being Steve is more than just a show. It's a celebration of life's unpredictability. It's a reminder that it's okay to be yourself, even if that means being a little bit chaotic. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Because with Steve, you never know what to expect, but you can always count on a good laugh.